Sayın katılımcılar, şimdi de Kaspersky Endüstriyel Siber Güvenlik İş Geliştirme Yöneticisi, RUSCADASEC Kurucu Ortağı, Endüstriyel Siber Security Center CCI Koordinatörü, Sayın Anton Shipulin, Gerçek Hayattaki Saldırı Senaryolarına Karşı Endüstriyel Siber Güvenlik Test Deneyimi sunumuyla bizlerle olacak. Buyurun.
Does it work? Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here today. Thank you, BizNet, for inviting me. Today, I will share with you some useful information about testing industrial cybersecurity solutions against real-world attack scenarios. A couple of words about myself. I'm a member of Industrial Cybersecurity Business Development at Kaspersky Lab. Besides that, I'm a co-founder of Russian Industrial Cybersecurity Community RUSCADASEC. Also, I'm a coordinator for Russia in Spain-based Industrial Cybersecurity CCI Center. And overall, I'm a big fan of this topic. The problem I would like to address today is working with industrial cybersecurity, industrial companies. We see that always companies have challenged to test their capabilities, their security capabilities in industrial environment. Also, they need some criteria to choose the correct and effective security solutions. And we, as a provider of security, industrial cybersecurity solutions and services, we also need always to improve, to test our solutions to show that it complies with real world situation, with real attacks. And we have in our industrial cybersecurity portfolio, we have our main technologies for protecting industrial endpoints. We call it Ics for nodes, and our passive network monitoring for industrial networks, Ics for networks. And we always need to check this effectiveness of this solution on host level and on network level as well. And there are some organizations in the world that do such kind of testing. One of them is well-known NSS Labs, but unfortunately, so far, there is no any testing benchmarking for industrial control for industrial cybersecurity solutions. That's why there should be some other sources of the potential attack scenarios to check the solutions. And this is basically the main slide of my presentation, the whole overview of possible sources of industrial scenarios, scenarios of industrial cybersecurity attack that we also use to testing our solutions. First of all, it's the data sets of intrusion detection, intrusions to test solutions. Second, it's the frameworks for attack techniques. The next is the live cyber ranges, exercises, blue team, red team, to test mutual capabilities to attack and detect these attacks. Of course, the reports and information on real incidents in industrial environments. Lots of research papers on this topic available online and in open sources. Safety reports, also are the very rich source of information of potential consequences of industrial cyber attacks. And there are not many, but some guides for testing security solutions in industrial environment. Talking about industrial intrusion datasets, we all know that the most popular vector of cyber attacks to industrial control environment is from external networks like office network. So the industrial cybersecurity solution for security solution for industrial environment also have to be able to detect attacks not only with industrial specific, but also just IT techniques. So we know that Most of the famous cyber attacks started from just sending email, scanning network, moving laterally on the network, and so on. And one of the interesting source of techniques is well-known MITRE attack, this attack framework that tries to collect and aggregate well-known attack techniques to give the opportunity defenders to use these techniques to test their security solutions. So it's basically a knowledge base. Okay, so some of those attacks can be tested by network security solutions, and some techniques can be detected by endpoint security solutions. So what we also use for testing our kicks for nodes and kicks for networks. And how to do that? There is such a product category like breach and attack simulation products and systems that actually simulate the attacker techniques to give the opportunity to test, well, security capabilities. There are commercial solutions like listed on this slide, but also there are open source frameworks for that as well. And last year, MITRE itself started their own evaluation test. They started it for EDR solutions to show the effectiveness of these solutions, and some of the information available online on that. Another great source of information on potential scenarios is the cyber ranges exercises with red teams and blue teams. One of the examples is our Kaspersky Industrial CTF that we do every year with the industrial environment, and where the white hat hackers try to attack, and we try to detect their attacks with our solutions. Another great example is the industrial cyber range conducted by Singapore University of Technology and Design. They have several test beds, water treatment, water distribution, energy test bed. One of them, a water treatment test bed, is used for cyber ranges where the red teams try to attack the environment, and there were two cyber ranges so far in 2017. The information about this exercise is available online, and you can use this data for reference. There are scenarios for insiders, there are scenarios for external attacker, and we also tested our solution there that time 2 years ago, and well, learned a lot of information how to improve our solution. This year they also had the same exercise with 8 red teams and 6 blue teams. We also participated there. This is example of the attack scenarios of one of the red team. You see that there are OT scenarios, OT attacks like just scanning, getting access through the VNC, remote access, and also attacks to the control system, attacking process parameters, and so on. They are not only conducting this exercise live, but also provide the data sets and pickups, network traffic of these exercises to everyone online, and it's a very popular resource for many of their test beds for water treatment, energy, and so on. And we also used that information to test our machine learning capabilities a couple of years ago. So also good resource. Another example of such kind of exercise and cyber range, it's Ics Detection challenge that was conducted by Digital Bond and at S4 conference 2 years in a row, last year and this year. Unfortunately, it was the last time, this year it was last time with this exercise, but we had experience, we had a chance to participate this year, also to check our capabilities, to find some attacks listed on this screen. And we always chasing this kind of exercises, and we also launched our initiative working with research community, with research centers, university, who have their labs and who is going to have their labs to test security solutions to do some research on attacks. We're providing them with our solutions for free to give them tool for monitoring, for protecting, to get feedback to our solution, to learn more about more industries and processes. And if we also would be happy to have this collaboration in Turkey. If you have ideas to discuss, I would be glad to discuss it with you. Next good example of attack scenarios source is real incidents. One of them is Endüstriyel, who attacked the Ukrainian substations in 2016. There were lots of reports. There are a couple of reports on this attack, on this incident, and what is more interesting that there was a couple of samples of this malware published, and we took this malware, took these samples, and launched that in our laboratory to test our security solution and to make sure that it's effective, it can detect it. So finally, we made sure that it works against the Endüstriyel. And another incident is Triton that attacked the oil refinery in Saudi Arabia. This malware used not only the specific ICS specific techniques, but also used very popular IT techniques, like you see the tools and protocols on this slide, which say that that it could have been detected if there were some security solutions at host level and at network level. The samples of this malware also were available online on GitHub. We also took this malware and launched it in our lab. And even at that time, when we didn't support this industrial protocol, we showed that we were able to detect the unauthorized network communications and unauthorized application with our whitelisting technology at the host level. So again, showing that it could have been detected if they used the security solutions. And there is a practice guide recently was published by NIST Institute, which provides some kind of scenarios for testing network behavioral anomaly detection solution. They also can be used as a reference for testing security solutions, with examples with some security vendors. That's also a good example. So, in conclusion, I would like to say that unfortunately there is no the complete guide and complete framework for testing security solution, but there are lots of other sources that can be used by asset owners, by vendors, by service providers, and we also use them to improve, to make our solutions better. Thank you very much.